Okay, I know that the sunset is majestic and timeless and awe-inspiring and everything, but also there was some ice cream dripping onto my hand, and it was extremely important that I tend to that at once. And yes, the light did spread out over the water like sparkly popcorn. And yes, it was cool the way the sun hovered trembling above the horizon. However, I also had a big scoop of Nutella ice cream, which is my absolute favorite, in a waffle cone, which is also my absolute favorite, and my ice cream was melting fast in the hottest August on record. The sun would set again tomorrow, but my hand might be sticky and gross for the whole ride home because my dad, unlike my mom, doesn't carry a purse filled with wet wipes. "Told you to get it in a cup," Dad said. He was taking leisurely bites of his mint chocolate chip, gazing out at the Pacific. Little bites, like he had all the time in the world. Which I guess he did, because even if his ice cream melted into soup, which is great, I love ice cream soup in an appropriate container, he wouldn't have the whole sticky hands problem that I was currently struggling to prevent. Not to mention that I was wearing one of my cutest dresses, cream-colored with a halter top and a swishy skirt, and I did not want it to have a sticky brown splotch forever, even if I was about to outgrow it. I grumbled at him, working my tongue into that space between my ring finger and pinky. "What did you say?" he asked. "I said grumble, grumble, grumble." "A compelling point," said Dad, and turned his attention back to the sunset. I turned back too, and noticed that the railing came up to his belly, and it hit me right above mine. I was almost as tall as my dad now. When did that happen? Dad came up with this tradition when I was 7. He would pick a last day of summer, when it would stay warm and bright for hours and hours, drive the two of us down to the city, also known as Seattle, but my parents always called it the city like they were describing a bodily function that's perfectly natural, but also embarrassing to do in public. We'd get dinner at a restaurant that doesn't exist in our town, usually something I've never had before. This time it was fancy ramen, which would be my first choice for a cold winter night, but maybe not my first choice for a hot summer day. Then we'd wander around the little tourist shops, find some cool street performers and give them dollars, and end by watching the sun set over the sound. Dad always called this father-daughter bonding, but I wished he wouldn't. Calling it bonding made me worry that I was doing something wrong. Like, instead of scouring novelty stores for those smashed penny machines, we should be having intense heart-to-hearts about how fast I'm growing up and how glad he was that I'm his daughter. I wished he'd say, "Hey, Bananabelle." Yes, that's what he calls me sometimes. "Have you ever had tandoori? You should try it. It's delicious." Or, "There's a new exhibit on raptors at the Natural History Museum. I love raptors. Want to go with me?" That way we could do the same fun stuff, eat dinner, have a good time, and not feel like we were doing something meaningful to cement our father-daughter relationship. He's my dad, I'm his kid. I didn't get why he wanted to make it into such a thing. Anyway, so we were watching the sunset. Or at least, he was watching the sunset, and I was sneaking peeks of it while avoiding an ice cream catastrophe. He was probably thinking deep thoughts about the universe, and how fast I was growing up, and how the sun is eventually going to explode, which will kill us all if climate change doesn't get us first. I was thinking about all those things, and also how I should have gotten a cup and a cone. That would have been genius.